Good evening, Zimbabwe. Tonight, this is not just another episode of Inside the Pride. Tonight is a love letter to roots, to parents, to the streets that raised champions, to provinces that carried a dream long before silverware ever existed. This weekend, Scottland FC did something deeply powerful. Yes, we already lifted the trophy. Yes, the league was won. Yes, history was already written, but then we took the trophy home. We took it to Manicaland province, to the people, to the streets. The trophy walked through Chikanga. It danced through Sakuba. It stood tall in Mutare CBD, with the breathtaking Christmas past watching over us like a guardian of legacy. And then, the most important stop of all. The trophy was taken to Watsomba, to a farm, to a homestead, to the parents who raised the men whose vision changed Zimbabwe and football forever. The trophy was placed before them, not in arrogance, not in noise, but in respect, in gratitude, in humility. Because before Scottland FC became champions, before Mavuku dreamed, before Zimbabwe believed, there were parents who prayed. There were values that were planted. There was discipline and there was faith. This is what football is supposed to look like. This episode is about honor. It's about heritage. It's about community. It's about what happens when success remembers where it comes from. Welcome to Scotland Magazine. My name is Noxie. And I decided to take a bit of the spotlight just to do this and to honor the visionary of the team and the magazine show. I'll be joined by Tatenda G, because you know I don't do the show on my own, but he's not coming on his own. We have Alois Bunjira and we have Coach Tonderai Ndiraya in the building. It's going to be an epic show.
That was a beautiful intro from Noxie. It kind of feels like
I'd like to take this time to say thank you.
Okay. Well, you see, hey, can I just finish what I want to say? It's like you always come here for that. It kind of feels like you're just here to do the welcome back. No.
I just, apparently they think I do better than you.
You know what? I do this better than you. Joining us today on the Scotland Magazine show are two legends that decided to come and join us and be part of the show. We're joined by the legendary, he was a teenage sensation at Caps United. He played for the Warriors as a youngster. You could tell, you know, I've seen some videos. You can tell Madara, and then there was him. Alois Bunjira. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you so much.
You know what? I'm looking forward to having conversations with you about your journey, about where you think the soccer or football in general is in the country. And a manager who did a back-to-back. Earlier on, he was asked to do a mic check. He said,
title. Hey, okay.
All right.
It's fine.
All
right. This is your moment.
Yes, Coach. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
Title.
I think from now on, it's going to come TT.
Right?
Title.
What do you mean?
2 T's.
Yeah, 2 T's.
All right, gentlemen. Here on the show, we celebrate football. We celebrate the title that he brought to Scotland FC. And I don't think they were the perfect people to come in and join us to talk about this was obviously you, Alois, and Coach Ndirai. So let's start by just talking about how the season was. I'm going to start with you, Alois. You are a staunch Caps United fan. You've been in the scene for a very long time. And where do you see us as Zimbabweans in terms of soccer compared to the previous years? Where are we right now? Considering the microscope that the Zimbabwe League has right now, the AFCON is coming up with a new coach and everything that has been happening in Zimbabwe right now, where do you see us right now?
I think when you look at the history, from my perspective, when I started watching football, the standard was good. In the 80s, I actually enjoyed it so much. I was a big fan, just starting to grow. In the 90s, I was now playing. I was part of the gang, and then after that, I had to leave the country. But when I look at the situation, I think in the 80s, in the 90s, we were like going up in terms of the standard. In the early 2000s, we also were going up. But somehow towards 2010, I think there was a deterioration.
Do you think it was the state of the economy? Do you think it was mindset? Do you think it was change of administration? What was this like fire in the 80s, 90s, getting into the 2000s that then led to like a decline?
Yeah, this argument I always bring it forward, and there's a lot of resistance to my argument when I say that it's the mindset that changed, and it's the administration that came in that changed the mindset and everything, because the standards started deteriorating not in the towards 2010. It was the result of what was happening at the beginning of the 21st century.
Right.
Yes, that's when we abandoned junior football. Schools football was no more as competitive as it used to be. There were no more junior leagues. So by the time we started doing that, there were already youngsters that had already been developed. Your Sifas Chimezas, your Nomen Marotos, they were coming through. And we didn't see the effect of what was happening in the early 2000s. So by the time we got to 2008, 2010, that's when the effects of what happened in the early 2000s started coming through. We started seeing now the standard going backwards, because we now had half-bagged youngsters that didn't develop so well, and we deteriorated. And we thought we were okay, because there was this new wave of new club owners, and that had a whole lot of different ways to do things. Nobody wanted to do development anymore. They said if we want players, we just buy. We just buy. So if everyone is buying, who is developing?
100%.
So the development was left to people that didn't have the capacity to do it, because back then it was the big clubs that had development structures. Now, if you leave it to Alois Bunjira from Zengeza to have an academy, and Tundra Ndiraya from Mavuku to have an academy, and Stephen from Kadoma to have an academy, where does he take the children to? He doesn't have the full capacity, he doesn't have the equipment, he doesn't have the financial muscle, the infrastructure. Yes, but when we were doing development via the top clubs, the infrastructure was there. It was just the structure from the first team, reserve side, under 19, under 17, under 15. So a youngster could actually develop through the system,
through the ranks,
into the first team. But now we were now expecting a youngster that develops in Remuka,
with no support, no structures, no infrastructure.
And then when he gets to 18 years old, where does he go? Now he has to look for a club. Now he's starting. That's when you started seeing a lot of migration from the youngsters. You find a youngster who is 18 years old, is looking for a club in Kariba, from Mbaye. He's looking for a club in Chisumbanje. Whereas back then you knew that boys that are playing for Mangura grew up in Mangura. They were developed there. Boys that are playing for Cisco Steel, they grew up in Redcliffe. They grew up there. They developed there.
Till they get to a point where
when they were now top professionals, that's when they can actually now be transferred to different clubs. But it was very rare to find a youngster from Harare playing football in Bedbridge.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that led to that demise. That led to our declining standards. And I think now we saw it, and I think now where we are right now, I think a lot of other clubs have now seen the light. Yeah, I think a few clubs are now going back to what it used to be, but it's not yet there yet. But I believe that we
will get there.
We will get there. But for us to get there, there's one critical component that we will need. We will need the Zimbabwe Junior Football Association. That was the backbone of junior development in the country. Without that, no one is going to coordinate the juniors, because the top ZIFA executive, they're busy with the national team, busy with national issues. For them to actually manage development is going to be very difficult. We've got only one board member, development, all alone. For him to manage that
responsibility.
But if there is the Junior Football Association that is actually part of the system, like it used to be back then, I think we can.
It will make sense. Yeah. So, Noxie, I'm seeing that you're learning. You're looking
I
at it
am.
like,
I am. I'm in school. I'm in class. I'm in class, and I'm seated next to Coach, who is title.
Two teams.
Title. How was this experience for you? Second title, the first league for the boys. How was that experience for you?
Well, I can't express the feeling. It's something out of this, if I say out of this world, I don't know if it sounds good, probably out of this country. They do. But look, it was a great experience, but when I joined Scotland, I knew very well that with the way the club was set, my chances of winning another title were very high. That I was so sure of. Yeah.
Why?
That's the reason why I came. Remember, I just won the title with Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Yeah. Great support that I got from there. But then when I used to go and watch Scotland in Division 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really liked the way they were doing things back then. So when the call came, I had to rush. Because I knew that the environment was going to be good. I mean, I can't explain further. You saw the quality of the players that we had this year. Something that any coach would really wish to have. And I've always said that football is played by quality players. Yes, you may have average players with lots of effort, but if you don't have quality in your team, it's difficult to win games. So we had so much quality in our team, and that really gave me confidence that this year we would do it. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, I must admit. There was lots of competition from other teams. And then from our end, it was really difficult to manage a star-studded team. Can you
I was about
imagine?
to say, when you say quality, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the stars, so to speak.
Okay.
Our team had lots of stars. Some then dubbed it national team in quotes. But yes, of course, they were national team in their own right. So you look at all those players who were there, one way or the other, they played for the national team. So we had a national team in our hands. And then the next question was, how were we then going to manage that national team? We did that. And I think that's where we would probably get 5 stars, because it's difficult to manage a star-studded team like that. Make them all happy, make them all play, get some minutes. It's difficult.
What was the strategy to actually, because I've seen your team, the team lineup is insane. What was the strategy to make sure everybody was, a part of it?
Not just the stars, but even the young Chakuchichis also had some minutes. So I think it went back to rotation. Yeah, we adopted that rotation system, to make sure that we try and keep everyone happy. But of course, it wasn't everyone was being rotated. Yeah, but I think most importantly, we also created competition amongst the peers. So really, every player got a training really wanting to compete and make the team. We didn't have what we called our players or the team. We made sure that the playing field was level for everyone, and you would only play if you give us what we want, as a technical team.
You mentioned young Chakuchichi,
yes,
and I'm happy that Alois is also here. I'm sure Chakuchichi's story and Alois, they're almost similar. He broke into the scene when he was almost similar. It's the same age with Chakuchichi. I mean, how do you keep a young player like that happy in a team where there's Kama Billiard, the Musona brothers, there are all these other stars, and he's just a young boy who's trying to fulfill his dream. How do you keep him happy and also motivated? And I want to ask you, Alois, being a young player in a team like that, how do you motivate yourself when you're seeing a team like that? Like, I'll start with you, Coach. How did you keep the boy happy and aspirational?
It's I think we're so lucky that we had good leaders in the team, very good leaders. And once you've got that, once you've got players that really do support young players, then your job becomes a little bit easy. So Chakuchichi was surrounded by good elders, I should put it that way. Yeah, good elders who really helped him a lot on and off the pitch, and good elders who really appreciated his talent. They really appreciate the boy's talent, and it's actually the ones who would come to us, obviously not directly telling us to play the boy because the buck stops with us, but their language was so clear because of what the boy was doing at training. So the elders, of course the coaches, but most importantly the boy himself. Yeah, he's a competitor. He's a competitor, and he would push you to play him even if you don't want to play him. So yeah, all those factors really played a huge part in him getting those minutes that he got.
And Alois, how did you keep yourself motivated? You are a young talent, you're a teenager, you're in school, you have other responsibilities as a kid. Like, what kind of conversations are you having in the dressing room with the coach and with the other superstars that are in there?
For me, basically, it was a bit different from Chakuchichi because he is a lone ranger at Scotland. But at Darity, I was fortunate that when we got promoted, it was like a bunch of us. So it was almost like 5 of us youngsters, under 20. We were coming from the reserve side. So it was a bit easier. And we had this, this youthful exuberance and the arrogance of youth. It was more like,
So Coach Dirai, let's talk about the season. It was a long season. It was a season that had a lot of ups for Scotland FC, because then you won the title. And some downs as well. Let's start with the downs. When did you feel like, we are down under? As a club, that you are 3-2 the Dynamos. Like the downs. Let's talk about the downs.
Yes.
When did you feel like, hey, we are down a little bit and we need to do better now? Was it after that game with Dynamos, or was there a particular game that made you feel like, we need to work?
Well, I think football. We always say football is like a process. Yeah. And during that process, we've got ups and downs, like you've said. But I think what is important at the end of it all is to reach the final destination. Yeah. So because of your experience, you take it when the downs come. You take it because you understand that it's part of the process. So I wouldn't. Things were bad. A team goes through a bad patch, and I must say ours came at the right time. Yeah, I think probably the most painful period was when we lost against Taiwan at home. We lost 1-0. I don't know if I should say it was a wonder goal from Panache Mtasa. I don't know. But we lost 1-0. And then I think we went to Triangle. We drew there. New O with Triangle. And then we came back. When we came back, we played Cape United. I guess we were at home. Then we lost 1-0 again. Against Cape United.
That pressure.
And then you can guess who our next opponent was after losing to Cape United.
Was it Dynamos?
No, not Dynamos. Okay. We're going away to Ngezi.
Wow. Yo.
So obviously because of these 3 bad results,
the confidence wasn't really.
Really there, but the result there for most of the people was loss.
Yeah.
And you know how it is. Bora you're supposed to have been fired. Gemre triangle. Now he comes back, he loses to Cape United. What is he still doing in that job? Then the next game, Ngezi. And then we started that game. I think we conceded first through a mistake, and then we came back, we equalized. After equalizing, we were then 1 man down. You can imagine. So 1 man down, and we played almost 75 minutes with a man down. Hey. Yeah, but with God's grace, we scored through the hard work also of the players of the team. We scored the winning goal in the first half. It was an interesting game. So 2-1 by halftime. Then the obvious thing happened. We had to defend that lead until the end. And I remember Honorable, the Honorable himself was there. He came to watch that game. And I remember him changing positions. You know, when we were on the edge, it was really scary. But it's one game that I should give credit to the team and the boys. They really fought hard too. And that was the turning point. That was the turning point for a good phase. And I think from that game we went on a 7-game winning run. And that changed everything. And unfortunately the other teams also got into bad phases when we were on a good phase. And that took us almost to the top of the log. So, like I said, in the end, I think what is important in football is the result, and then of course the final result, which is what we are all celebrating today. We won the league, but it wasn't easy. Started on a good note, of course, by a good recruitment policy, got in almost all the players that we wanted in all the departments. Then went on a good pre-season. So if you recruit
that pre-season was important.
It was very important. Not just that one. So if you recruit well, then you get a good pre-season, you are set to do well in that season. So we did that. Went on a good pre-season. I think we went to Zambia. When we came back from Zambia, we were pretty sure that we will get the title because of how the team performed there. We were actually in pre-season, but we played teams that were already getting towards the end of the season. And we beat those teams. Big teams for that matter. I think we played Napsa Stars, one of the big teams in Zambia. So that really gave us a lot of confidence. When we came back, had an indifferent start. I remember, ndichifone wanichinzi, komatozo go eserwa ne triangle, you know, our first game. Yeah, so it was very, very interesting, and from then on, the season panned out the way it did. But I think the turning point really was when we won against Ngezi Platinums, a very good Ngezi Platinum Stars, coached by a very good coach in Tadiwa Chakuchichi. Yeah, so that was the turning point. The rest is now history. So I wouldn't really, yes, I felt the pressure, but I knew that in the end, we would get there. And then we brought in Knowledge, if you remember, Knowledge Msona.
I was about to jump in.
I was surprised. You know. In fact, what happened was the Honorable himself was coming to watch our games, you know, sometimes. And then he gave me a call. He said, you know, Honorable, full of energy. Yeah, but I just could go. So I'm going to surprise you. You know. And knowing Honorable, I knew that he was going to pull something big. But I never thought it was going to be as big as Knowledge himself. So I was actually surprised myself when I was told, I think about 2 days before, that we have managed to secure the signature of Knowledge Msona. I was surprised. I never thought Knowledge would come over. But not just Knowledge. I think we also brought in Terence Tukamanja.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, of course, the Namibian international, Moses Shidolo. So we beefed our midfield and forwards departments. And these guys brought a lot of difference to the team, particularly knowledge. I'm singling out knowledge because of his leadership qualities. Yeah, we have leaders. We had leaders in the team, but when knowledge came, and naturally, I mean, everyone at training was calling him skipper. Yeah, skipper. No, I was like, but how would they call him skipper when we have a skipper already in water? So interesting. And when he came, I set him down. And then Kamuti, naturally you're going to be the captain. You're going to get the armband from your younger brother. And then he said, no, coach. I'm not going to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to destroy my young brother. So leave him with the armband. I'll help him as and when he needs that help. So that's what happened. So for me, that gesture
just
really,
the kind of person he is.
Exactly, and it gave me confidence that if we have such a person, I mean, the league is ours.
No, I thought that was the turning point as well.
It was.
I actually think that was the turning point, not the engagement game. This signing, when I saw knowledge coming to Scotland, I even posted it on my wall on Facebook. I said Scotland are going to win the league. You were there on the log at that time. And I actually said Scotland are going to win the league. This is the turning point. And
you received a lot of abuse.
I know. I was abused.
Really?
Really?
I said it. I posted it. I said, with this signing, Scotland are winning the league.
But what made you think that was the turning point?
I thought that was the missing component.
The missing link.
Or the leadership, or his
skill.
Everything that he represents. Like he has already alluded to, that the leadership, just the fear factor. Yeah. The fear factor to the other clubs.
Yes.
And to just think that you've got somebody who doesn't miss chances.
Yeah.
And you've got somebody, when the going is tough, he comes to the rescue. He takes responsibility, comes to the rescue. And there was a goal that he scored when you badly needed a goal. And I said, this is exactly what I was talking about. So I knew that knowledge was the key. I was abused. And people
really?
Yeah, there was a lot of insults but I stuck to my guns. I said this. And when you started crawling back, getting up, and I was I told you, I'm Captain United, but at that time I knew that this league is going to Scotland.
Yeah. In short, I think that was our season, but people may think that it was easy. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Yeah, it wasn't easy. You have just said it. We lost 3-2 to Dynamos when everyone thought we were just going to overrun Dynamos.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be another different result. But it wasn't easy. It took a lot of effort from the players, from the technical team. Like I said, to manage stars is not easy. Managing them and making them a team is one thing.
It is.
Yeah. Getting results with that
another.
Crop is another. And if you look at our team, they say at the other time, there's then a time when we had about 6 players in the national team. And all these 6 players were 6 forwards. I mean 5 forwards and 1 defender, God knows Moria. So naturally, you've got to play all the national team. At some point,
they're going to have to play.
No, I mean, every one of them is looking forward to play. Because if you don't play them, then
you're costing them their place.
So that's what they say. He wants me to be dropped with my Warriors, that kind of thing. And we had to risk. I remember we risked and played them all at 6.
In one game?
In one game.
Okay, this is something
forwards. Yes.
In one game.
In one.
Half the team in them forwards.
Half the team in them are ball players. In them are forwards. And but I knew that going forward will be okay, and would suffer when defending. But we had to take that risk. This is the nature of our job. If you don't do that, then you're going to lose all those players. One wango siya panzechete, you've lost him.
So that's
no longer going to trust you.
Men management, player management.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that was the difference. That was the difference. You've got to have good men management skills. to really manage such a huge crowd and make them all happy and give them playing minutes that will really satisfy them. And there was a time when Kama was injured. He was coming back from an injury. You know, at a time you get to a stage, you go to God, God,
Gambo, it has been 2 weeks.
Gambo, it has been 2 weeks. So knowledge was in, all these other guys were there, Kama back. Oh. And you know Kama.
Yeah.
You know Kama. He was back at training and thank God, even if he does so well at training, would still tell him, Shamar, you have another week, you are not yet.
We have to be very careful. Yeah.
My God. He came back and he was scoring. You know, he was scoring, he was unplayable. And I spoke to my team, what are gentlemen. I don't know, but this guy is
this situation.
We just and then we had to put him in the team and he delivered. I remember at the end of the game, we were going to play Highlanders in the Chibuku Super Cup semi-final or something. He delivered in that game. It was, I think it's one of his best games.
But it's a good
and
problem
he was playing
to have, right?
as a top man. So that's another factor. That we ended up playing Kama as a center forward, as a center forward, because of the numbers that we had. You look at the team, it was difficult.
It's a good problem to have,
it's a very positive headache. And I remember at some point, that's why I said it also takes good leadership. We had a very listening and supportive leadership. I remember at some point, whom do we drop? We then called the leadership and slots, camp, and we had to carry a 23-member squad just to accommodate all those stars. So if it were somewhere else, they were just going to say no, and we were really going to be in trouble. So that really helped in a very big way, and it took us where we are today. So yeah, in short,
to sum it up,
this was our season.
So that being said, what were your best moments of the season? Your best. Let's not talk about the winning when you knew, just like before all of that.
I'll choose to be a bit different. The best moment for me was to survive the job. Was to survive the job. Like I told you that we lost
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times. In fact, we lost twice in 3 games. Tier 1, we drew with Triangle, and then we lost versus Cape United. Naturally, I was supposed to be chopped because of the pressures that were there, the pressures that were put on Honorable Pedzai Sakwanya, the club president. I mean, it was just easy for him to just phone me and fire me. But that didn't happen. I was given another chance to go with the team, to lead the team at Ngezi Platinum Stars. I mean, you are expecting a call, a bad call for that matter. It doesn't come. I mean, yes, of course, fears were there, but to his credit, he actually, the call that came was in full support. Yeah. Honorable, like I've said, Nkwasha. We are related, by the way. Yeah, Nkwasha. I know you are going through a lot, and I've been put under pressure to fire you, but you're not going anywhere. You're there. Just do your thing. Go and do what you do. I mean, what else would you ask for? So for me, yeah, in those bad moments, that bad moment became a very good moment.
So in that moment, you are going through the fact that you may lose your job. How are you motivating the team that's not doing as well?
I think what was also important is the management gave us all the power to manage the team. In some clubs, the management would start interfering and get into the players. You know, but they would actually get into players and tell them, no, just lose this game because we want this guy out. Yeah, it happens. But in my case, it was different. We were, the players, we could feel the pressure. Of course, we had pressure, but the players had so much pressure. So when the management puts pressure on the coach, naturally that pressure cascades down to the players.
Yes.
Yeah. So we never showed that we were under so much pressure. It was training as usual. The atmosphere was normal. We created an atmosphere that we interact with our players, and of course there are some senior players like Knowledge who would quickly or easily pick that there's something which is troubling the leader. But we tried to manage the situation and give the players confidence to go and win in case. It was actually them. Some of them would actually training. One would talk about no, I just said it happened. So yeah, that's why I say it takes a lot of good leadership for you to really navigate through all those situations and in the end get what we got. I was pretty sure that we were going to win the championship. It needed some patience, which the management gave us, and here we are.
All right, Alois, because you played in a time where social media wasn't as big, and
Thank God for that.
I know, right?
Pressure.
You pretty much won everything that was there to win.
Yeah.
You won the BP Cup. You won the
Charity Shield,
you won the
Independence Trophy, and the League Championship.
Yo,
I like how you're just leading him on. You're like, it's okay, just say all your achievements. Just lay them all down.
I'm telling you, because that's silver. It's generational.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now I want to talk about the social media part before I get to the question that I want to ask you. Because the pressure was so much on Tadiwa and Delaya and the team, social media is buzzing, celebs is posting.
People have opinions.
People have so many opinions. What do you think that can do to a player?
To a team.
To a team.
Yeah.
It's both positive and negative. In our situation at Cape United in 1996, I think that if there was social media at that time, a lot of teams were going to collapse. Because we were strong enough, it was like a hurricane wind. So that, imagine with the pressure of social media as well, because almost like there was Farah Mbizo, he was a big star on his own, there was Morgan Katazo, big star on his own, Lloyd Chitembwe, big star on his own, there's Stuart Murisa, big star on his own, there's myself, there's Blessing Makunike, Yogo Yogo. So all those, imagine with their following on social media. And they are all in one team, you know. So I think maybe the other teams are lucky that there was no social media at that time, and maybe I'm vocal. You know, I'm very vocal. Imagine you playing against Zisco still before a match, and I'm posting. I'm posting. They were coming to Redcliffe. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm putting my pictures here last game, 4-1, Chapungu, and I'm putting them there. And I said, now we're coming for you in Kwekwe. Yeah, I think we could have been more devastating with social media.
So I think that being said, let's throw Coach who has a team that's on social media.
Yes.
Yeah. How was that experience when you lose a game? Everyone is there at their homes. You know, did you have social media policies for the team players before a game or after a game? Or it was one of those, it is what it is.
I mean, we've got Kama Billiard, who's probably one of the most followed persons on social media. One thing that people didn't understand was this team had so much motivation from the management. So that motivation then brought the players together. made them to fight for one cause. I'm sure Alois would agree with me that the language is my points good team, so we take money. That is the language. So people don't really understand what really happens inside. Those boys were brought together by that motivation. They were motivated to be winning every game so that they get the money. So whatever was happening on social media, they didn't care about that. What they were focused on was
my points good team.
My points good team. And then on top of that, what they were promised if they would win the league, they delivered. So we had so much experience in that team that really understood the terrain. So they were not perturbed by all those things. They were focused. If you look at Kamabiliat's page, even after losing to Dynamos, he would still be posting something different. They never spoke about what would have happened. Their mind was on the big one. And here they are. In the end, they took it.
Notes, before we go to Fan Zone. Caps United Green Machine 96 versus Scotland FC 2025 title. Don't look at each other. Don't look at each other. I'm asking a question.
You're such a terrible person.
I'm asking a question.
I think that is better answered by you. Those that were watching.
Oh, that's smart. Okay.
He's media trained.
They can answer that. Okay. If you're watching this magazine, if you watch the 96 Green Machine that won 4 trophies, silverware, and every other superstar, and the 2025 title winning Scotland FC, they are playing. Who's winning?
You're such a bad person for that. Well, that being said, we are going to be going over to our fan zone. We got in touch with the fans. People in Manicaland, it was vibes. I will tell you this for free. Letmore and Ted left us.
They always leave us.
They left us. No, they didn't. No. I think always leave us is bad. They just took us to Mapuko and said, home ground. Where Japreza was, where Killer T was.
Dokas Moy was.
They left us. Imagine. It's fine.
I mean, the transport. Taiwan and motor ends. Taiwan.
Anyway, fan zone after. Guess who's going to be there on fan zone?
Ted. It's fine.
Before the day, there is hush. Our nation holding its breath. Then, a spark. The first beat of our nation's heart. It's the energy that moves us. The power to connect, to grow, to build, and to dream. We are the pulse in the veins of Zimbabwe. The energy that takes you further. Better Brands Petroleum, the brand that keeps you moving. Before the green, there is the wait. A land that thirsts. A quiet hope. Until the silence breaks. The source, the gift, life. We are the hands that find it. The certainty in the soil. Better Brands borehole drilling. The source of life.
one munhu akajaiswa Zimbabwe yese. One akajaiswa. Kuda sekoti. Abana batala na chichi kuitika nasi.
Wangu nasi unozati me waking up at 3 a.m.
Why?
Kungogeza kuti ndigadzirire kuya kwaMutare kuno.
Ama 3
a.m. Abanonza Mutare padhuze. Pause.
So what's happening today? Tell us what's happening today.
It's the trophy parade.
Exactly.
For the champions, the Scottland FC Mavira. Wakatora mukombe PSL.
Izvezvi tiri maMutare muno. Vanhu veMaMutare vaona vabuda vakunakidzwa kuita se vanhu vari kumboda kuti vazive chii nezviri kuitika panapa.
Kufara mukoma wedu nebaba wedu Boscott Sakwanya. Aunza Praiser. Enzo Aishao, Killer T, Lucas Moyo, come and perform here.
And it.
Since Takatora Mkumbi. It's a big day, it's a wonderful and happy day. What am I cheerleader? I think I could want to be a cheerleader.
I'm As you know, Scotland, we move with the big boys, and as always, the big boys don't disappoint. We are here with one very, very big boy. Murisemkuru.
Aiwa triple.
Aiwa udzano ndiani? Udzano ndiani?
Aiwa nonzi Tazimaka
Chief J.
Aiwa tayozosimbisa tiri paMutare munomu. Yeah, to celebrate mukombe uyu. No, we're really happy kuti vakomana vakazviita first season azviitike mazuva ese, and no, we're so happy. We want to just say thank you to the supporters.
Exactly.
And thank you to the executive team and Wafana.
Exactly.
Nema players aiwa vakaipa, and we just hope kuti kukafu kwatakuendako zvinobuda futi.
Nobuda still. We know you're a friend of Scotland, you're a friend of the Honorable. Honorable, what message do you want to give on our Honorable?
Aiwa Honorable, dango watenda stereki kuti musazokera mashure. Muri kusimudzira Zimbabwe, muri kusimudzira mayouth edu.
100%.
Right, ngazvirambe zvakadaro. Zimbabwe tidzokere panofanira tiri pabhora.
100%.
Aiwa zvakarongeka.
Kawan, thanks mukuru. Shumba. Kawan. Tiriko kumakomoyo kana masvika panzvimbo pevaridzi munofanira kutsvaga kuti varidzi venzvimbo ndevapi tauya tinavo vakuru. Please introduce yourself vanhu vazive zvandiri kutaura.
Thank you very much. Zita rangu ndonzi Tendekai Sakupwanya.
Exactly.
The young brother ya Scott, Honorable Scott Sakupwanya. TK in short. Thank you.
Tauya kumusha, what does this mean to you? Bringing the trophy here, bringing the team here, what does it mean to you?
Thank you very much. It's a very big honorary that has been done to our elders, our father, our grandfathers, to have this unique event happening at this juncture. Would like to thank you, the Scotland team, the Scotland executive, and everyone who has given this opportunity to parade this trophy in our home soil. It's a very important event. Thank you very much.
100%. We are excited and we are also happy with the Tauya kuno kutanakirwa. Message one yamuda kupa kuvanhu vese vari munyika yeZimbabwe vese vakaona Scotland ichitenderedza, vakaona Scotland ichitamba, vakaona Scotland ichiwina. One message yamuda kupa kuvanhu vese veZimbabwe.
Thank you very much to all the Zimbabweans. I would want to say only teamwork and teamwork and teamwork. As we work together, Zimbabweans, together we can make it. We are going far into the CAF. Let's support our homegrown teams and so that we prosper. Thank you very much.
The night is still going on. The celebrations are still going on. We're going to the concert. We've got Praiser, Killer T, Enzo Aishao. Mawanas. Pakaipa. Thanks, mkuru wangu. Indakomira para tabira kana dachi chibudzi yake chitenderera chiriko ayo hapo. Thank you hapo kawati kufara na baba vemunhu baba Honorable Scott Sakupwanya totenda baba
aiwa tinotenda ngebasa iro muri kuita
totanga nekuti makorokoto
aiwa zvatibasa
basa hombe raitwa iri
aiwa
toda kuti mumbodzo vanhu veZimbabwe nevese vari kuona kuti zvinoreva chii kuti vauya netrophy, timu yese yauya netrophy kumba vakakupai, zvinoreva chii kwamuri?
Zvinoreva kuti chinhu chikuru chaitika muupenyu hweSakupwanya. Ndio first time kuva nechinhu chakadaro.
Aiwa zvokudzwa.
Hunde aiwa.
Then honorable vakauya pa TV vakataura vakati inini pandichawina mukombe ndichadzoka nawo namama nababa because ndokwatakabva tese vandokumbira kuti mukope message kuna honorable izvezvi kuti mungati kutii kwavari.
Aiwa ndinoti mwana anoteerera ane chitika kuziva kuti ndakabveki unoteerera unoda zviro zvakanaka nguva yese hadi zvinozogumbura vabereki saka aiwa handikoni kutaura nezvake
zvokudzwa isu seScotland Magazine Show nokutendai nekuti hosta panapa ndinoona kuti aiwa mutambo wagadzirwa panapa mukuru totenda mama maita basa aiwa totenda chose aiwa tichingoti makorokoto aiwa zokudzwa in Watsomba tauya kumusha. We're in the hometown of the Sakupwanyas. Here I'm with the chairman of the team. Say, you need no introduction, but just let the people know who you are and tell us the significance of why we're here.
Thank you. My name is Tadiwa Chakuchichi. I'm the chairman of Scotland Football Club. This is a momentous occasion where we've brought the trophy back home. This is where Honorable P. Pedzai Chakuchichi hails from. Watsomba, Manikalin, Kumanyiko, Ndogwatiri, Kumba. Yes.
Tauya taenda Mumba, you handed over the trophy together with the team to the parents. Can you just tell me personally the emotions which were going through, you were going through when you did that?
You know, a lot of emotions. We were going through a lot of emotions. You know, this is when you're able to ground yourself and remember who you are and where you came from. Very important.
It's important.
You know, a lot of people do things and sometimes they forget who they are and where they came from.
Exactly.
So it's extremely important to remain grounded. Yes, it's a momentous occasion. We've won, but it was important for us to come back to our organic fans. I'm not saying anything about all the other fans we have, but as you can look behind me,
the people who believe
in
the vision from the
get-go. You don't have to convince these people to come watch a game.
Exactly.
You know, these are organic fans and we've just come home. It's a momentous occasion. We're happy.
With what we're seeing here, with everyone coming through, you can tell that the Chakuchichi family is a family that is loved around this area. What message do you want to give to all the people who came out to show their support?
You know, I'll tell you something about, you know, when you go to somebody's hometown, in most cases, most of the people are related.
Yeah,
so
true.
It's genuine love. It's organic. You know, it's like everybody knows each other. So that's what you're witnessing here.
Exactly.
Everybody's invited. Nobody's turned away. They come. You know them. You know their niece. You know their uncle.
One big family.
It's one big family.
Exactly.
And we're home. And we absolutely feel home.
As a Scotland Magazine Show, we feel at home. We're going to make sure we look for the food, we look for all the good stuff, and I'm sure you will show us.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of food. Besides so it's a momentous occasion.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're happy.
Thank you for having me.
See you. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. It's okay.
The fans are the heart and soul of Scotland FC, and the fan zone is the heart and soul of the Scotland Magazine Show. I know you guys in the studio know what I'm talking about. You're in the Lions Den there, but I'm at the Lions Den here in Chikanga. Last night was amazing. We had your Enzo, Japres, Akila T, the Prison Band, and Mama Wangu Dokasmo. Yesterday was the first time I saw Dokasmo on stage. All I can say is she's got a new fan in me. Signing out, guys. See you on the next one.
The whole time we're busy complaining about Letmo and Ted leaving us. But Alois was there.
No, he was calm when we were talking about it. He was.
It'd be your own people. You're just there. You should have just added, no, I was there.
No, he was also there. Do you not see the way they are both looking at each other? Like, hey, these are the only people that were not there. No, they were just calm.
With me, I was already in the hood.
That's my hood.
I'm from there. So I was in the hood. Then I heard that, there's something that is happening there. I'm like, no, I'm going to be there. Don't worry, I'm coming.
All right, that being said, seeing as you were there and you are years after your football career, what has life been like for you? Because there's people that are in the space, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I always have questions to say. So what happens what happens when people are not playing anymore? So what's life like for you after your last?
Let me help you answer that. The first thing is he's one of the hosts. I
was waiting for him to say it himself. Then we can say, we work together.
Yeah, I mean, we work together.
Don't take his shine.
Okay, sir. Take it over
to you. Like everybody else, to be honest, any footballer that will tell you that he doesn't want to coach after playing football, that'll be a lie.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That'll be a lie. Every footballer wants to be in the dugout. And one way or the other, then you find that you then rediscover yourself after that, because the moment you retire, it's more about, I want to coach, I want to get into coach. So then you rediscover yourself, then you realize, for sure, I want to be a coach. Then you pursue it. Then someone else will rediscover themselves. Then you find that you've got other talents that are outside, but you'll be feeding from that football career as well. Because if you move away from your career, then it becomes a big, big problem. You cannot divorce yourself from football, because football is the talent. When you are given the talent, it's for livelihood, for the rest of your life, whether you're playing or not. Because you stay in football because that talent was God-given. God knew what he was doing when he gave you that talent. So you don't divorce yourself from that. So you find other connecting talents that you have got that are connected to football.
How did you end up in journalism?
I think it was because I used to talk a lot about when after the game, you get interviewed.
Oh, yes.
So I used to talk probably a lot of sense.
Press conference.
I think after the game, you're man of the match and you're supposed to talk, and then they will throw in a word. So are you going to the national team next week? You're going to the national team. What is going to happen? Then I'm going to be at the national team. That talk. Then it's alerted a few magazines like Kick-Off. They started wanting to hear news about what is happening in Zimbabwe. Then they asked me, can you please blog for us? Just get something, just write about what is happening. Because they were so much interested in Zimbabwean football. So they didn't want those surprises that were coming through. Because what this youngster is now in South Africa. So they wanted to be ahead to get information from what is happening in Zimbabwean football. So I started writing for Kick-Off. Stories, looking for stories, what is happening in Zimbabwe. I was doing it for Kick-Off. Then when I was doing it for Kick-Off, then the guys here in Zimbabwe, the Sunday Mail, they called me and they're like, we also want to hear what is happening in South Africa. So please, can you do a column for us? That's how I started the column Far Post. I started writing Far Post when I was in South Africa. Far Post for Zimbabwe and Near Post for Kick-Off. So I was just doing those blogs. So when I was doing that, the City Press sports editor for City Press in South Africa, he is Zimbabwean, Jafet Matanda Ncube. He is the one now who said, you're doing it well. Why don't you pursue this? You're actually doing it well. So he brought me in and coaching a few courses here and there, and he started pushing me, and I fell in love with it. And I I went for it. That's why I then discovered when I finished playing football, I came back. Like I said, you always want to coach. You know, I came here, I started my own academy here, Urban Soccer Academy, and I was doing that. But at the same time, now when I was here, the guys from Kickoff now, they said you should continue doing what you were doing. And now it was vice versa. Now I was doing far post for Kickoff, and now it was near post. No, it changed. Now I was doing for Standard. Now I was now doing near post for Standard here. So I started carrying on doing, but I was into football as well. That's when also Cape United said, my guy, you were playing for us, come here. And I started doing marketing for Cape United. You know, and while I was doing that, then I actually had a stint in coaching with Cape United. Short-lived, I think it was for 6 games. We drew 1 and lost 5. I remember, and we got fired. Unfortunately, I was not even around when we got fired. I think I did 4 games with the team, and I was away in Namibia and Walvis Bay for personal business. And I heard when I was there that I would have been fired after we lost to Morocco United. So at that moment, you know, I felt sour grapes, to be honest, because I thought I was not given a chance to do that, because I was surprised that I was part of the team that was fired, because at that time I had just come back and I was a rookie. You know, I was trying to find my feet, so I thought I could get support from those around me, that I know this is our boy. You know, we still taking him through the process of his growth in that field. So it came as a shock for me that I was just, you know, thrown out. So it killed something in me, you know. Then because I had other things that I was doing, so I decided to pursue those are the things, and I grew in them. And I started doing radio. That's when Super also called me. You know, I was one of the very first people to actually have the first voices at ZFM Stereo. Since 2012, I have never left the station. I've been there. I think myself and Mark Pozo. I think Mark Pozo, I think Patience Musa as well. We're the only 3 that have been at the station since inception. To this day, and I enjoyed that. So I found that I was enjoying that, and also the other things that I started doing outside of football. I started doing fitness as well, and I continued writing. So I started doing a lot of other things that I thought I was talented in, and then slowly it started shifting from coaching. And that's the only time I coached. I only coached. I was just coached those 6 games. Yeah, that was my only coaching stint in Zimbabwean football. But I did the courses. If you will be amazed that I did level 1. I actually started with the grassroots coaching course. I did level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. I went to CAF C, CAF B. Then the standardization came and they stopped us from coaching and everything. There was no courses. That's where I stopped. And because I was doing other things, it didn't worry me, because I just carried on.
Do you see yourself going back to coaching?
I don't know.
But you are coaching, Alois. It's just a reminder. I hope you're not going to forget to talk about Urban.
Yes, Urban Soccer Academy. So, I coach. That's where my passion for coaching carried on, because I started my own academy, so I coach these kids every weekend. I'm at Urban Soccer Academy. I used to come. He used to come and see me coach.
You know what? I'm happy
so
that
I actually coached the youngsters. I never bothered now to look for a job to go out, but I actually have the coaching qualifications. But I coach the youngsters at the academy.
So I'm happy that you mentioned that, because you know, we are living in a time where most of these young kids could be doing other things. You know, there's drug abuse and misuse. How important is it that you are involved in most of these youngsters' lives like that? Because we've read about your involvement, how you help them as well, how you mentor them. How important is it that you're involved with them at a very young age like that?
Yeah, it's quite a job, and I love it. I love working with the youngsters. You know, I actually used to go and do trials at primary schools in Chituwiza, and every school I would go to every school, get the best one here, get the best one here, bring them here. By the way, Tapera, Michael Tapera, I took him when he was in grade 6.
Wow.
Yes, when he was in grade 6. PTC, Raphael PTC as well. He was such a small boy when we started. They were playing for my under 12s, and seeing them grow. And I used to take them to Deure. You know, I had a good understanding, good relationship with Deure High School in Mashingo. So they used to take them for Form 1. So every year I used to send 10, 11, 12 boys to Deure, and it was quite brilliant. You remember when they won the Coca-Cola under-16s with PTCs, with the Michael Taperas and them? That was like almost 90% of them were coming from Urban Soccer Academy. So it was actually a great moment for me. So for me, I saw these kids grow. What I realized is it's very important to keep these youngsters busy.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, especially over the weekends. That's where we train and play games. When you keep them busy the whole day, they go home and they're tired and just go to sleep. So I think we should encourage a whole lot of other people to actually do it. And because they were chilling with me, you know, sometimes their parents, they would tell them the stories about Alois Bunjira. So they would be like, you're coaching this great guy that is coaching you. So they became so close to me. They actually looked at me with awe. You know, when they come into training, they got excited because their parents would be talking about me at home, and the parents were also excited that I was coaching these kids.
So they knew they're in good hands.
Yes. Yeah. So for me, I watched a lot of them grow, and I'm happy that I watched. I contributed. Junior as well. My son was part of the system, but that one I started coaching him when I was 3 years old.
That one had no choice.
Yeah, he had no choice.
Whether he liked it or not.
Whether he liked it or not.
No, he didn't have a choice. So for me, yeah, I do the coaching there, but I'm more inclined to journalism now. I now have my own social media, 2 different shows on social media. I also have the In Touch with the Legend. I've interviewed him.
And that is super good.
Yeah, so it's actually quite good. I enjoy that.
You enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, so it's very difficult now to take me away from that, because you know when you do coaching, it's full day, full time, and if I do that, then it means I will have to abandon whatever else that I'm doing. I don't think I'm ready.
So I love the fact that you're not the only retired soccer or football Zimbabwean who's doing great. Recently we saw what Esrom Nyandoro is doing as a foundation in South Africa, and speaking of that, he did recognize one of Scotland FC's youngest talents, Chakuchichi. He awarded him with 16 years old.
Actually, why are we going far?
We actually gave him time off to go and ride. But apart from that, I think we must also give credit to his parents. Yeah, they were there to support him all the way. They supported his passion, and they would actually, because we would normally train in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, and by that time he should be in school. But his parents then organized something for him. I will not speak on their behalf, but they organized something for him, and you know, he managed to write his O's. So he's actually waiting for his results.
Listen, all of us are invested.
I invested in.
We are hoping for the best.
You know, guys, there's this belief that that football disrupts education, academics. Nah, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. All it needs is time management. Because I went through the same. I wrote my A's when I was in the national team camp.
How were you studying? I think when all is said and done, how were you studying?
Hey, when? What time?
What time?
It's
surrounded by grades.
It's time management. What happens is you go to training in the morning, and in the afternoon you've got all day to study. You've got all day basically. Yeah. So if you manage your time, training is 2 hours. 2 hours, It's 2 hours of a day. It's just 2 hours of a day. So if you are dedicated to what you are doing, you see, it's not so for training. You don't get.
But
you get. That if you let that mentality get your mind, then it becomes a problem. But if you are humble, especially parenting is actually, it plays a big role in that to keep you grounded all the time. You know, I was already in the news on radio when I was in Form 4. Form 5 it was exploding because it was like an explosion. But it never swayed me away because the parents would tell you, hey,
5 o'clock.
6 o'clock. By this time you should be at home. So you remain the baby. But if your parents elevate you and they started seeing you as a superstar, then that will be a big problem. Your parents should always continue to see and look at you like their child, a small boy. They carry on to whatever they used to do. They cannot
That being said, Coach, do you treat him differently from the rest of the team? Because you mentioned Uchiri, you're a baby to some extent when you're at home. Everyone else is a bit older. To be fair. So is the treatment different for the young men in the team?
That's a good one. That's a good one. You are 16 and you are expected to do what your seniors are doing, or what Madaras are doing. So this boy, he has so much talent. So he is doing that. He's producing that. But remember, at some point, he doesn't know that. In order to help him, to toughen him, I remember asking Timon Machope, please don't tell Chakuchichi what I'm telling you now. I remember telling Timon Machope, no, please. You know, so Timon was hard on them, hard on the youngsters that day, hard on Chakuchichi. You know, they were playing a small-sided game and the youngsters were missing. They were missing and they were all in Timon Machope's team. So he was on them, the whole session was on them. And I remember Chakuchichi being a kid, he started crying, you know.
You're not allowed to say that.
He cried, you know.
Chakuchichi.
He cried, and I saw him. I was standing from afar, but you know that time on Machope, big time on Machope. He went on and on and on. So I remember Ndichiona Mpana Jichema, and I left him. I never spoke to him. Left him to go home. The next day, he didn't turn up for training. And I was so worried. Probably it was Sakaipuana time on Machope, the previous day. Then I called the father and the mother to ask about the boy. And then I had to, before they said anything, I had to explain what had happened. You know, what I had done. You know, that kind of thing. But they said, oh, no. He's a very strong boy. He never said anything. He didn't come because he was writing an exam. That's when I was then I got relieved. But you need that, you know. But like I said, his case is an extraordinary one. 16-year-old that we are talking about here.
He is indeed an extraordinary boy. And just like I just heard that Esrom Nyandoro actually awarded him for being that. He actually got an award for being the youngest footballer in Zimbabwe, excelling in Zimbabwe when Esrom launched his Esrom Nyandoro Foundation. So thank you so much, Esrom, for recognizing that, and also wishing Esrom Nyandoro all the best, because this is what we need when we also retire from football. Give back to the communities, doing that and using his fame, you know, to good use. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to Chakuchichi for getting that award. I think inaugural award from Esrom.
From Esrom Nyandoro. So I really wanted young Chakuchichi to get the young or Rookie of the Year award, but unfortunately the rules there are a bit different. You've got to play a certain number of games for you to be eligible. To be selected. But thanks to Esrom, I was really, you know, Sakochu again, I wanted something this season, because it's extraordinary, right? Like we're saying here, and at least Esrom has come to the rescue and he has given the youngster something which really is going to push other young boys to really want to do what young Tadiwa has done this season.
Yeah, but when you look at it, I think that one was going to be very tricky for him to win Rookie of the Year.
It was.
Because the player that eventually won it I think he illuminated.
He did very well.
And how old?
He did very well.
How old is
He's
the
19.
player? 19.
He's 19.
I didn't want to talk about that.
He's your
Alois.
player also.
Exactly. That's why.
So I think it's a good
Yes,
conversation.
I think, listen.
Let's talk about
It's
it.
a win.
Let's talk
It
about
was
it.
a way of giving them both. I was going to be very happy.
Stuart did well.
Yeah,
he
did
was
well.
coming
Very
from
well.
Highlanders, and that's how you guys
Yes.
also signed him,
Yeah.
because he was doing so well for Highlanders.
So well.
And at the halfway mark, he crossed over to Scotland as well.
yeah.
So it was going to be very difficult to drop Chiweta.
Yeah.
But that recognition, we are glad that Esrom managed to do that. That it is very unusual for a 16-year-old.
Before the day, there is hush. Our nation holding its breath. Then, a spark. The first beat of our nation's heart. It's the energy that moves us. The power to connect, to grow, to build, and to dream. We are the pulse in the veins of Zimbabwe. The energy that takes you further. Better Brands Petroleum, the brand that keeps you moving. Before the green, there is the wait. A land that thirsts. A quiet hope. Until the silence breaks. The source, the gift, life. We are the hands that find it. The certainty in the soil. Better Brands borehole drilling. The source of life.
So speaking of Chakuchichi, I'm happy that we have Alois here. He got selected for the Warriors at a very young age. Let's talk about the Warriors, and AFCON is coming up, starting this weekend, and I genuinely want to hear. Yes, I know it's going to be a very interesting conversation. Alois, you being selected at that young age, you're playing, you're representing your country.
Yeah.
Like when you got that call, when you heard that, like what was the first thing that was going through your mind?
Yeah, mine was crazy because I never expected it. To be honest, I was actually in my physics class. I thought it was like a dream.
So you think this was going on Chakuchichi's?
Yeah, I can feel for I can feel for him. I think he's in dreamland. In camp with Knowledge Msona and all those guys, and he would be watching Kamba, and all of a sudden he is in camp with them. So for me, I can imagine, because it was a roller coaster in my head. I couldn't believe that I'm with Bruce Grobler, with Peter Love, Francis Shonai, Esrom Nyandoro. You know, those guys, I actually had them on my wall.
My posters in your room.
I used to cut the parade, my picture, my parade, my newspaper. So I used to paste them on the walls. And now I'm in camp with these guys, so I can imagine this boy. So yeah, I feel for him. He needs to be very strong.
He needs, but so he's a very strong boy.
Yeah, the excitement can overtake him.
It can.
The excitement can overtake him. So he needs to keep his feet on the ground, especially training. He needs somebody. I hope he has got somebody who is always grabbing. Yeah. Because I had Francis Shonai and Esrom Nyandoro. They were very good with me, and Mercedes Banda. They were so good with me. Every time they were going for training, they would be hugging me and let's go, young boy, warm up. You know, we used to have that old-fashioned warm up where everyone would just warm up on his own and everything. So they would take me, let's go for warm up. And so I hope he has that in the camp, somebody who can befriend him, not for him to look for a friend. There should be some 2-3 senior guys who actually come to befriend him, make friend. I hope some guys are listening, they're watching this. I think
I can assure you.
You need to go over to the
I can assure you, he's got some good company there. God knows Murugira.
Yes.
He knowledge him from the club.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's well looked after.
He needs that. It's very important. So I got comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So he also needs that. But I'm sure he's overwhelmed every time he pinches himself to actually feel.
Is this me?
No, really. Because guys, national team is big.
It's big.
To be national team is big.
No,
Just a minute, but going to the Nations Cup.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I was
the final
but
squad.
now he is going to the Nations Cup at that age
to be in camp
with the national team for the AFCON. Yes, definitely.
The youngest.
Definitely, no one has ever done. And it's going to take years or decades
for
someone else to come and
it will.
For a long time.
So that being said, there's people that were missing in the team.
Yeah,
and there's a bit of I guess an opinion that was shared by Munetsi when he didn't make the team. I'm gonna leave you out of this.
Yeah,
one
please.
Because
I'm
an
an interested party. I'm an interested party.
It's an interested party.
A conflict of interest.
So I'm gonna throw it to Alois. That what's your take on that whole situation?
From outside, I don't know what exactly has been happening inside. But from outside, I thought something is wrong. Something is wrong somewhere. Because I've played for the national team, like we have just said, for all of since I was 17, I played and until I retired. So I've seen call-ups. I've been called to the national team when I was injured. When my team was saying he's injured, but I was still called, And when my team is saying don't go, and I'm saying I'm going. There are always those issues that happen. But the buck always stops with the association. If the association wants you, they'll call you. Even if you're in maybe plus I'm exaggerating it. But even if they hear that you're injured, if they want you, because there was a time when European clubs were notorious for not wanting their players to go to the national team. Yes, especially AFCON, especially this one. Because it's being played over the Christmas period where
some hectic time
as well. So they are notorious for that. I remember South Africa had a lot of run-ins with Porto, with Benny McCarthy. Benny McCarthy used to stop Benny McCarthy from coming when they are going for the championship. But South Africa used to stand their ground and say, we want him. If you say he's injured, we bring him here. We will assess him. We've got our learned doctors here that will do that. So coming back to the issue, Yana Marshall, I still believe that it's first the coach that selects the players that he wants. When he has the list of the players that he wants, probably because players are supposed to be called like 14 days before the international, remember? So they are called during that period. So there will be maybe 2-3 games in between before they can come to the national. So some players can actually get injured while in that period, in that window period. So some are dropped. But if the national team thinks that this injury can be treated maybe in 3-4 days. Now it's about the communication between the club doctors and this one. But with the inclination of wanting the player on us here, because the club doctors can lie. Because like this period, they might say they don't want Marshall to come to Zimbabwe to play. So they will tell you that he's injured. They will tell you. So it's not for us to accept what Wolves is telling us.
Yes.
It's for us
to assess him, to find out if he's really injured. Because they might be true. Wolves might be telling us not to. So we don't have anything to lose anyway for him to come here and be assessed. Especially when he is saying that he feels himself, he wants to play, he's fit. Because he's one of the star players. Let's not lie about it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have had those run-ins with my own club saying that you are not going. And I wanted to go. And we had to fight for me to be released. That's actually how I terminated my contract with Sundowns ended. Because Oscar Fulon was saying, you're not going to go. When we played South Africa in East London. And I said, I am going. I want to go. And he said, you are not going. Because we were doing pre-season at that time. And I said, but I've been called. I cannot turn down because I loved being in Zimbabwe.
It's
I love
an honor.
being playing for Zimbabwe. I was not going to be watched, especially when we were playing against South Africa. We were playing against them in South Africa. Then I said, no. This is actually a very good opportunity for me. I want to play. But I forced my way to go and play. And from that, we didn't have a good relationship with the coach. Why? Because he didn't have power. Why? Because Sundowns didn't have the power to stop you from going, because FIFA states that the player called to the national team must go. Yeah. So for me, I still believe that if he was injured, we were supposed to be the ones to endorse, to confirm that they are not injured. So smartly, if we really didn't want him to play, we would still to tell the doctor that Asha just confirm Guta is not feeling but fitness test that I would say yeah. So for me, we could have just brought him here and said you can play. But when you are now faced with the document, his team is saying he can play. Or his team is saying, no one is never said he's not injured. No one ever said he's not injured. But sometimes there is a projection, especially with star players. If you can argue with any other player, it's like, you're injured. But for a star player, coach told you, let's say it's come, Lillard for Scotland. You're going to a crunch match against Highlanders at Barberfield Stadium. You take him with. Yes. You think maybe by tomorrow we'll see what happens by tomorrow.
It's actually a practical example, Alois. You actually picked on the right player. When we played Moz, Kamabili Atanga Zimba on the day of the match. Because he's an important player, we had to consult the doctor. Dr. Gada, I think around
2 hours.
Second half, and then we had to take Kamabiliat with us. We had to put him in the team, and for sure, we threw him in.
So that's what I was saying. That projection now, we still had about 14 days before the first thing, not really to assess, to actually pick that in 14 days is he going to recover by the time we play our first game or the second game. You know, probably you look at the first game with Egypt, even but our second game now Angola Tokigritan is our chance. We can get 3 points there. In just target, and then we look at South Africa. Takatamba now we draw. We can still get a point from South Africa. So we are now aiming at hitting Angola and getting 1 point from South Africa. We've got him Aningabo, Saka true fighter. So it's about us, what we want. Do we really want to qualify? How much do we want it? Because he is a stop. So for me, when I saw all this is happening, I was kind of like disappointed. But here they've got their own way. They looked at things. I can't say it's wrong, it's right. They took their decision, it's respected. We're still going to support. But I still believe that the players should have been called into camp. We assess and look at the situation, that are they going to recover by the time we play our first game? If not, Egypt is maybe in the second game against Angola, we put our best team, our best foot forward. We can. For me, that's my opinion. I would have done that. This is what I would have done. But I'm not Ziva. They their own ways of doing things. Or probably the coach also had his own way. He said if he's not 100% fit by the first game, he doesn't want him. That's how he does his thing. I don't know. That is respected. I don't have a problem with that. But if you don't ask me, I would have called him. I would have, because this is what has been happening all through my career. I've never had a situation. We had Peter coming, playing a game on Saturday, flying in and arriving at 2 o'clock. He's a player. But as you throw this is designed for. And Marshall is one of our better players. Let's be honest. He's playing at the highest level of world football.
Best league
the best league in the world. He is playing there, rubbing shoulders. That fear factor I was talking about, when he is on that corridor. And Mo Salah is standing here and Marshall is standing here. He looks here. He looks at Marshall. You feels like guys, nice to make him. But you need that fear factor in your team as well. Even Munari is 60% fit for him to even to sit him on the bench, but to be around the team and being there, it's actually important. So I don't know. Priorities differ. For me, that's what I would have done. But I respect the decisions that are taken by the authorities. They have their own way of looking at things. Well respected. But I felt disappointed that we took that route.
I can feel the disappointment from the way you're expressing your point. And now,
And our guy.
Well, I was going to say...
And our guy.
Yeah.
Didn't I like captain? And our guy.
Yes. Musona.
Our guy.
He's one of the guys that were not selected for
and
the
apparently
final team.
he's not fit, injured. He's injured. Is he?
What was the reason? What do you think?
Are you asking me or?
We are asking. No, we are asking you because you were working with him.
You worked with him.
You worked with him till the last game.
Yes.
Well, what I can say is I was actually surprised that Walter was injured when they went for the Qatar whatever tour. I heard it most recently, but when he came back, he looked fine and he trained in a very normal way. And we actually played him the last day. Well, he was not in the first lineup, but we actually spoke to him because he's the captain. Yeah. He had to take a part and lift the trophy. Yeah, so everything was normal. He came back and he told us that he was. We actually told him that you're not starting. We are playing because we wanted to play Chakuchichi in his position. Yeah, we wanted to play Chakuchichi and Mutasa. So we actually told him that he was not going to play. He would come on as a substitute and lift the trophy, and we did that. So this thing of him being injured and all, yeah, it's news to me.
I was going to
I don't know. I don't know. His coach knows better, but what we heard is he's injured. But then, for me, he was in camp. They said that he's injured. But I heard that players were asked to come with scans.
Yeah.
I played. I was never asked to come with my own scan because the national team has got doctors. They are the ones that checks you. If they suspect that you might be injured, they take you for a scan. Not for myself, to take myself to some doctor, then those who are scan. Maybe it's allegedly. Yes, allegedly. I don't know. But I never heard that. I believe what the coach, I go with what Coach Tonde says. I don't know. If he was diagnosed as injured, then I don't know, maybe it's something else.
So
I don't
probably
know.
He played for us while he was injured. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I want to talk about the chef.
You were very supportive of the jersey.
Next week,
You didn't have mixed feelings.
What about mixed feelings?
What are your feelings about the jersey?
I feel like our previous jersey was nicer.
Okay.
I don't understand the design though.
Okay.
It's a lot.
All right. I understand. I understand your concern. But do you see this jersey that I'm wearing, this Manchester United jersey? It's not the best jersey that they've ever had. I like the other one, the blue one with the red, like the Arsenal one now, the away kitty Arsenal.
Yes.
Manchester United used to have that jersey. I thought that was the best. So, am I not going to wear this because it's not as nice as that blue one? So jerseys have got seasons. They've got their seasons. You play in this jersey. The next season's jersey might be better than this one, or it might not be better. But the team still plays football.
Exactly.
Still play football. Yeah. So we cannot go around saying, as fans, we buy replicas. Why do we buy replicas? We buy replicas so that we replicate what is on the field, what the team is wearing. That's all we need to do, because these jerseys are not for us to take for a wedding or for a fashion show or anything. We just want to replicate what to look like the team that is playing. But from that, I believe that the jersey is nice. I touched it, I held it, I put it on. As a footballer, I felt comfortable. Then I can actually go out and play in this kit. I never thought for any minute that I should compare it to the previous jerseys, because if we start comparing, the Dream Team jersey is the best jersey I've ever seen for the national team. So all the others that came in, we should have complained about them, all of them.
Yeah.
You know, so for me,
there's social media.
I think
Let's
there's
just
social
let's
media,
go
but there's
play
also
football.
people were asked to bring in
To
designs.
proposals, yeah.
So that's where the public opinion is coming from. If
Yeah, I hear
that
that, I
conversation
hear
had never been had, or bring your design, and people wouldn't be
wouldn't have
complaining
complained.
about the jersey. Now that someone went and voted against, for lack of a better term, the public's choice, everyone's like, we could have done better. And I
guess
hear you to be patriotic. We will wear the jersey.
Thank you.
Is it the
100%.
best?
Maybe
No.
not.
it's subjective. To say it's the best is subjective. But what I want to point out again is that this is gonna pass. The design is not gonna be there. The be it or
Oh, no, to
forever.
be fair, I think the picture that was shown was terrible.
after the Nations Cup, panoitwa with design the same colors. Chisinga Chinje is the Warriors' pride, the
Yeah.
logo.
The flag.
Yes, but everything else can change in the next game, in the next day, so we can still go back to that best one that people say it was the best. They can still go back to because now they've got those designs in stock.
So before we wrap up the show, I just want to find out from everybody who's here your thoughts.
Me too.
And you too. You're part of the show, are you not? So I'm going to start with you, Coach Ndirai. Your thoughts of what the Warriors are going to, or how they're going to play this AFCON. Egypt is the first game. What are your thoughts? What are we looking forward to?
Yeah, I think we literally were put in a very difficult group. Egypt, Angola, South Africa, very difficult. But like what Alois has said, we've got to project and make sure that we've got to find a team that we can derera and like you said, bully and get points. And in this case, I think it's Angola. Though from Angola's end also, they will come.
They're like, at least we have one team.
3 points.
So for me, that is going to be the most difficult game. Angola. Egypt, Egypt obviously will go there with a plan. I don't know what the coach is planning, but Egypt are a very good team, a powerhouse in African football. You're not just going to go into that game carelessly and open up. So the plan is very clear. And then the Angola one, we may open up and, pound for pound, we can get results. Then, of course, the South African one, like he said. And the so we can also go there pound for pound, and this is tournament football. You've got to risk and get results. So I expect a bad result against Egypt, good result against Angola, good result against South Africa.
Right.
And that should take us into the next round.
In 3 words, because I know there's so many words.
In 3.
Thoughts on the coach?
I don't know because I only watched him for 2 games. So
you can't assess based on the 2 games?
My 3 words are done.
I don't know.
You said I don't know.
I don't know. He was done, and I don't know.
Good enough.
I don't really know. I'm waiting to see. In a serious game, especially against Egypt, I wanna see how he's gonna set up the team. Not just that. Setting up is not my problem. My biggest I want to see how we shape up. How we going to play. That will show me where we are going with. We're here. I'm very analytical when it comes to
yes. But he showed something against is it Qatar?
Yeah. So now this is like the real stuff. So I'll be excited to see how we shape up. No matter who plays, I want to see how we shape up and the movement, especially the movement of players. You want the movement that is coached.
Fine. Yeah.
You see now.
He's very passionate about it.
No, I can tell because I think we need to have an episode with
Alois
Chet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for taking your time out. This is, if not the longest episode we've had.
It is.
That goes to say you're welcome next time.
It's because of him.
Oh, wow. Throw the coach under the bus. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it. And we've come to the end of the show.
100%. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next week, bye.